G'day trendsetters, I'm John with Gravel Cyclist and I'm coming to you today with a wheel set review. If the big box to my right isn't a clue, this is a wheel set by ENVE Composites of Ogden, Utah. I'm even rolling around today in their t-shirt. Now if you've missed the news flash, ENVE wheels are made in Ogden, Utah, as I said, and they are one of the premier manufacturers of carbon fiber wheel sets on the planet Earth. And if you desire to see how a wheel set such as the one inside this box is manufactured, you should do yourself a favor and check out my detailed factory tour linked in the description below. Also, I review other wheel sets by the good folks at ENVE, including the G23, the G27, and the Foundation AG25. They're also linked below. Okay, enough claptrap. You're probably wondering what's inside the box. This happens to be the latest variant of ENVE's SES 3.4 wheel set. I think it's time to crack open the lid and see how it looks. Promise you this is not going to be one of those crazy ASMR videos where they crinkle bloody paper and cellophane and carry on like a pork chop. There's an accessories bag. Let's pop that open real quick and see what's inside. Oh yes, ENVE tubeless tape. It's nice stuff. Handy dandy valve extenders. Decal. Welcome to the ENVE family. A wheel user manual. And of course, well, this nice bag with the name of the wheel builder prominently displayed right there, along with the spoke lengths. Very handy. And finally, the wheels themselves, wrapped in cellophane, no less. Let's get these unwrapped momentarily for a nice close look. And here they are, the latest iteration of the ENVE SES 3.4 wheel set. Now before anybody freaks out, I'm going to cover these wheels in great detail momentarily, but first, a broad overview. ENVE touts these wheels as being the ultimate modern road wheel set. Now you might be thinking, hang on a minute mate, you just said road wheel set. Well, any road, because some cheeky buggers have been taking these wheels, they're riding with 28s for a while, and they say, you know what, let's chuck some 40s or 45s onto them and get spicy. So that's what's been going on. So these wheels can tolerate pretty much any sort of road. A very handy all-rounder wheel set by the sound of things. Now that we've established the fact that these wheels can be ridden on pretty much any road you decide to take them onto, that proves the point that they are versatile. ENVE has said they are versatile. They've also said they're fast and light and aero. Now, the aero claims are going to obviously differ depending on what sort of tires you decide to mount to these wheels. So that's the broad overview. Now it's time to cover both these wheels in close detail. Here it is, the rear wheel. Starting off with the spokes, there are 24 bladed Sapim CX-Ray spokes in a 2-cross pattern and internal spoke nipples. ENVE is very famous for building wheels in this manner. I've had good luck with their builds, very high quality, and their wheels tend to stay in true. Some folks obviously won't be into the internal nipples, but if you want some aero, well, you have to admit they look pretty sharp, don't they? Now the rim, this is tubeless only and it's hookless. 25 millimeters internal. In fact, ENVE have also said we're no longer producing rim brake wheels. Kind of a sad day to be honest with you, but I guess onward with the technology. At the center of the wheel set is an ENVE hub, very nicely made, and the cassette body Shimano in this instance. You can also get Campagnolo and SRAM XDR, and well, I know you want to hear the Freewheel sound, don't you? So let's knock that out right now. Yeah, not too noisy, is it? Nice. Now if we flip it over, 2-cross again on the non-drive side, and my favorite method for mounting the disc brake rotor, center lock, absolute no-brainer, and 142 by 12 millimeters for the through axle. The other thing that's interesting about this wheel set is the rear rim is 42 millimeters in depth, whilst the front rim, which I'll show you momentarily, is 38 millimeters in depth, and I'll verify that on my calipers shortly. And here be the front wheel, 24 Sapim CX-Ray spokes. Once again, 2-cross on the non-disc side, a lovely ENVE hub at the center with support for 12 by 100 millimeters. But over, you've got the same two-cross pattern, same CX ray spokes, and the brake mounting standard is center lock. Love that, like I mentioned earlier. And this rim is slightly shallower at 38 millimeters. One thing I need to mention about these wheels is they are optimized, the rim shape, aerodynamically, so to speak, for tires measuring 700C by about 28 millimeters. So if you go beyond that, say up to 40, 45, you're obviously going to negate the aero properties of these rims. And I'm really glad to hear that ENVE are stating that in writing, because I've seen so many claims of wheelset manufacturers talking absolute bullshit, saying their gravel wheels are aero. Well, that's complete crap, because once you mount that big ass tire onto the rim, it's like a sail, isn't it? So that doesn't really matter beyond that point. So ENVE's saying once you get up to 32 millimeters, or I should say 33 millimeters, you kind of lose the aero benefit of the SES 3.4. Now it's time to throw these puppies onto the gram scale. Rear wheel. Now don't forget, no valve tape, no valve core. 774.5, let's just say 775. Front wheel, 641. Now let's throw on the rear wheel and balance everything and get the combined weight here for you. There you go, 1,415 grams. Spec weight is 1,390, but that's with the XDR cassette body. So the Shimano one might weigh a little bit more. So this wheel set is pretty on spec, easily within the 1%, 2% fudge factor. Now it's time to break out my trusty calipers and measure these rims. It's time to measure the rims. I must apologise, the really good calipers are at my girlfriend's house and don't have a knackered battery. But I digress, so let's hurry up here. Measure these. 25.0506, that's close enough. Bang on. That's the front rim, and that's pretty spot on. About 38, just over 38 millimeters. So an outside rim measurement as a bonus, 30.2 millimeters. Now, the rear rim should be the same. Let's just verify. Bang on as well. Now, the rim depth is going to be different. I mentioned that earlier. A little bit deeper on the rear. Okay, hopefully you can see that. 42.04, so that's close enough. And the outside of the rear rim, 30.38, that's again close enough. Now it's time to mount up some tubeless tyres. Tyre mounting time. I have taken the liberty of installing 2 layers of ENVE tape onto this SES 3.4 wheel set. Why? Because this is a well-used Penarest Gravel King SK 700C by 43 millimeter. It's pretty floppy and sloppy, so the extra layer of tape might help with the inflation pop process. Let's find out. Got about 135 PSI preloaded into the secondary cylinder of the Bontrager TLR flash charger pump. It's a dry mount. There is no seal inside. I use Orange Seal Endurance formula, and there is no valve core. Okay, enough babbling on. Here we go. I love that super satisfying pop sound, even if it has destroyed my hearing. That's the tech specs, the weighing, the rim measuring, the mounting of tyres and other madness completed. Now it's time to find out how the ENVE SES 3.4 wheel set rides. Tipping the scales at near 1,400 grams, the versatile all-rounder ENVE SES 3.4 is extremely well made in the United States and arrives with a 5-year warranty, and in the event of crash damage and so on, has ENVE's incidental protection program to take care of you. Bear in mind, these wheels will cost you some US $2,850 a set, so they're not going to be for everyone. ENVE consider this wheel set is the only one you could possibly need to handle roadie miles / kilometers or mixed surface miles / kilometers. I rode these wheels exclusively as gravel wheels with the 700C by 43mm Penarest Gravel Kings mounted up the entire time. If you do happen to slap some 28mm tubeless roadie tyres onto these wheels, they're going to fly. Here's some footage of Mr. Alexei Vumelin, who rides the ENVE SES 3.4 wheels on every road surface, including the 2022 USA Cycling Pro Road Championships in Knoxville, Tennessee. Many thanks to Alexei and Avery for this footage. And don't forget, these wheels are hookless and tubeless only, so that says something for the technology when you see Alexei hauling ass about the place in roadie mode, who ended up a very respectable 13th place at this race. I rode the 3.4s in Colorado and in various places in North Florida and into Georgia. My high altitude exploits at the 2022 Foco Fondo in Fort Collins, Colorado may not have been spectacular, but these wheels feel and roll fast as fuck. Even though we know Aero claims are pretty dodgy when you're rolling 700C by 43mm wide tyre casings. I run these Gravel King SK tyres at low pressure. We're talking 23 to 25 psi rear and about 20 psi on the front. Definitely consult my handy recommended tyre pressure chart linked below, but a sublime ride. And the 3.4s feel stiff, but not overly stiff. Fast if you're rolling along in the open plains, and with great acceleration qualities out of the saddle and out of the corners, even when I'm running tyres at really low pressure. I didn't lose air due to burping or give thought to rolling a tyre off the rim. Stellar performance, and the wheels track nicely no matter where I pointed the bike. I'm not hard on wheels, and I'm not a heavyweight rider despite one of my mates reckoning I've got childbearing hips, the cheeky bastard. I'm light on the bike, and I know how to finesse even when the terrain is dodgy as. Consequently, and this also pertains to how well the wheels are built, they are round and true as the day I unbox them, which is good because hidden nipples are a total pain in the ass to true. Remove the sealant, valve tape and all that malarkey. Obviously, if you desire super ease of maintenance, internal nipples may not be your bag. Even though these wheels are semi-deep, they don't suffer the malady of slamming you sideways with a ripping crosswind. ENVE makes a G23, which is a personal favourite wheel set of mine, and I've reviewed earlier, and some folks watching this may wonder if I compare that wheel set favourably versus the 3.4s. I generally avoid comparison videos. Most of those are total bull clickbait fests that pretend reviewers love, but I'll say this: if I'm going to roll fast with not super windy conditions on a wide open gravel course, I'll choose the 3.4s. The fast placebo factor is high with these wheels. Wrapping up, the ENVE SES 3.4 wheels accomplish what ENVE set out designing them. One pair of wheels to do it all on your road or gravel bike. Yes, they're not for everybody because they are pricey, they have internal nipples and they're hookless. If you can get past those facts, these wheels are USA made with an excellent warranty, top-notch build quality from top-notch materials. They may be for you. And finally, if you'd like to see how this sort of wheel set is made, check out my Inside ENVE tour video linked below. So there you have it, my review of the ENVE SES 3.4 carbon wheel set designed for any road, all road, mixed surfaces, whatever you're into really, made in Ogden, Utah. Now I realise at the time of this video, there is an absolute bloody smorgasbord and whatever else you want to use to describe the massive array of wheels available for your gravel bike, all-road bike, etc., etc. So I hope that my review went some way in helping you make an informed purchase decision. As always, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel for product reviews such as this. No bull Arama gravel bike reviews. We go way beyond the parking lot. That other product reviews, ride experience videos, and other madness. Hey, trendsetters, this is Roy. He's a bloody Irishman.
How you f***ing do, love?
All right, mate.
Nice to meet you. Get his dog at you. He's a f***ing asshole.
Yeah, as all of it is released to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.